Hi, my name is Steve Adair, and I'm delighted to be coming and speaking to you from the Norfolk Broads in England. So, what was my life like before I had my insight? My life was one of survival, anxiety, of stress, and get so used to living life from that state of mind that I thought that's what life was about. You lived with the cards that you were dealt, and so I just survived from that disadvantage point. In fact, I met with a friend that I used to hang out in my 20s about 8, 9 years ago. And I was really surprised how she uh, said that I was a worrier, how I was stressed, because I don't see myself as that anymore. So it was really a surprise hearing that. So my insight was on Salt Spring Island, um, coming up for 11 years. And I didn't really want to be there at the beginning. I wasn't interested in hearing about these principles. So I had an afternoon planned where I was going once lunch had come, and my partner Tony had asked me to come along and felt that I would get something from it, but my mind was so busy. But in those moments, I had a moment where I was wiping something off my uh, trousers, and when you have these seats that you can tip yourself back on, and I kind of was resting and that way looking outside, and something happened which I still don't truly understand what. But in that moment, I recognize that everything that we are searching for is already inside of us, and that the searching can stop. And that took, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many seconds that I actually took. But what I do know is that for that in those moments, I saw, I felt myself without any of those anxieties that I shared with you for a moment. And I knew that that was not me. That was the misunderstanding of the role of thought, and that thinking, when we take it seriously, how it can make us feel. So, how was my life changed? Well, I knew in those moments that even though I still didn't know what the principles was, I stayed for the other 3 days of the school on Salt Spring Island, and I knew that I would be sharing these for the rest of my life. I Peace was something I was always searching for, meditation and all these different things. And I knew that peace was my innate well being. I knew that peace was everyone's innate well being. And it's not something that I had to work hard to get. But once I understood that everything we're looking for is inside, then I don't have to hold on to peace or happiness or joy. It's a given that every moment to moment that we will experience them when the moment's right. I understand more the nature of thought rather than having to change my thinking, and that thought is given to us again moment to moment. Original thought, divine nature, blank, for us to write whatever we want on the experience. The experience doesn't have us, we create the experience. And I know a little bit more from understanding the nature of thought that just because I think a thought, I don't have to believe it. I can have any thought and it will pass. I have healthy relationships with my partner, with my family, with my friends, but most of all, with me. I'm in the front row of my experience and I get to see what I create for myself and whether I want to believe that or not. My life changed so profoundly when I had that experience that I knew that I couldn't work traditionally as a psychotherapist anymore. I think I answered in question one: the searching can stop. When people start seeing the outside experience is something they're making up, it's not denying that things happen, but in the moment, is the experience really happening that we're thinking? Or is it just happening within? Once people see that we all have innate, sustainable mental health, and that these three spiritual gifts allow us to have new experience in every moment, then we get to feel the loving presence of the divine nature of mind, thought, and consciousness. And when we personally feel that for ourselves, we wake up to a new world. We wake up to a new experience. We wake up to our true nature. Time and time again, those experiences are gifted to us. There's no need to go through the past or fear the future. And even when those experiences happen, being in the front row of our experience, we get to know we are the thinker, we are the experience. And when I understand that thought creates feeling, then I know where my feelings are coming from. And the three beautiful gifts of mind, thought, and consciousness allow us to see, are we in the form, the personal, the ego, or are we in the spiritual nature? We're always in the spiritual nature, and that creates our psychological experience. But I see that it's not how will it change the field of mental health. It is these three beautiful gifts, as uncovered by Sydney Banks, is changing the field of mental health.